The federal government has announced that it has reached a settlement over a class action lawsuit over so-called Indian hospitals. The government agreeing to pay compensation to individual survivors in the range of $10,000 to $200,000. This is the Trudeau government minister responsible for the file. The federal government ran about 33 of those hospitals between the years 1936 and 1981. CTV's Kamil Karamali is at our national newsroom. He's following this one for us. So the background on these hospitals, the damage they did, and the point of this lawsuit, Kamil.
Yeah, so the statement of claim was issued 2018 or filed 2018 and certified by the federal government in 2020. So this has been years in the making in terms of now both parties, the federal government and the plaintiffs, the family members of the plaintiffs and the survivors and other members of this class action now reaching a settlement that would pay out tens of thousands and in some cases hundreds of thousands of dollars. So let's take a look at the breakdown of this settlement. It was a $1.1 billion lawsuit, class action lawsuit, and you can see the breakdown of the numbers here. So this is all contingent on the federal court approving the settlement, which would happen in June. So $10,000, up to $10,000 to anyone who was treated at one of these so-called Indian hospitals between the 1930s to the 1980s, as much as $200,000 to anyone who suffered abuse or harms at the hospital. And this is also part of the federal government's initiative. They're planning to give about $150 million to what's called a healing fund, $150 million to mental health supports for the survivors and their family members, and just over $235 million to research, education, and commemoration. So this lawsuit claimed that First Nations, Inuit, and Métis patients, including children, received substandard health care and were physically and sexually abused, including forcible confinement to beds at the hospitals. You know, these patients, many of them, almost all of them, came in for tuberculosis to get treated for TB, and then they claim while they were there, they were abused and mistreated. Have a listen to what one of the survivors had to say at today's joint press conference that announced the settlement. And just a warning to our viewers, what she says could be traumatic for some to listen to. Have a listen.
I was repeatedly sexually abused by staff members. I witnessed other patients being sexually abused. As a result, I was terrified of staff. Racist, sexual, and offensive comments were part of my daily experience there.
And Todd, family members of survivors who passed away before 2016 are also eligible for compensation. Once again, all of this contingent on the federal court approving it, and that would happen in June. Back over to you.
CTV's Kamil Karamali with the latest on that one. Thanks, Kamil.
You're welcome.